Hi, grade fours. Today's lesson is on comparing and ordering fractions. Uh, the lesson is going to be split into two parts. So this video will be on pages 26 and 27, and the second video is on pages 28 and 29. And again, because today is the beginning of a short week, and you have quite a few pages to do, these pages are not due until Friday. So basically you have 4 days to do them versus the usual 2.5 days. Okay, so let's start. On page 26, 1A. You can see it asks you to write the numerators of the shaded fractions, and you'll see part of the fraction written on the bottom. So you'll see a line and then the number 4, and all you have to do is look at the circle and how many parts are shaded. 1. So all you have to write is 1. Okay, super simple. That's all you have to do. Okay, so clearly how many parts are shaded here? 2, write 2 here. How many are shaded here? 3, write 3 here. All right, B, look at the pictures and fractions in part A from left to right. Right increases, decreases, or stays the same. So if we look at B1, the numerator. So if you remember, the numerator is the top number. The denominator is the bottom number. Okay, so for the numerators, do they increase, decrease, or stay the same? So look, 1, 2, 3. Clearly they increase because they're moving up. They're getting bigger. Okay? For the denominator, the bottom number, 4, 4, 4. Is it increasing, decreasing, or staying the same? You tell me. Okay? Then the shaded fraction. So looking at the shaded part, there's 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts. Is it increasing, decreasing, or staying the same? Again, you do it on your own, you tell me. All right, let's look at the middle box. Comparing fractions when the numerator changes and the denominator stays the same. So in the first number of boxes, this strip of boxes, there are 5 parts and 1 is shaded, so it's 1/5. Okay, this strip also has 5 boxes and 2 boxes are shaded, so it's 2/5. So 2/5 is greater than 1/5 because more parts are shaded. Okay, then circle the greater fraction. So for 2A, you see 2/5 or 4/5. Okay. Sorry, I had to turn something off. Okay, so back to 2A. 2/5 or 4/5. Which one is bigger? So all you have to do is you need to look at the top number, the numerators, okay? Which number is bigger, 2 or 4? Clearly it's 4. So you would circle 4/5, okay? And you only look at the top numbers if the bottom numbers are exactly the same. If they are different, you cannot do this strategy, okay? So because the two fractions, the denominator, are the same, then you can just look at the top numbers and whichever one's bigger, you circle. All right, let's do B together. 3/4 or 1/4. So denominators are the same. So let's look at the top numbers. 3 or 1. Which one's bigger? Clearly 3. So 3/4. You're going to circle that. Okay, do C and D yourself. Number 3. Write any number in the blank that makes the relationship correct. Okay, so they did 3A for you. So let's go over that so that you can see what the question is talking about. All right, so basically they gave you 3/7, and it's saying 3/7 is greater than blank over 7. So knowing that the denominators are the same, you need to write a number that is less than 3. So your choices are either 2, 1, or 0. Okay, so you can write 2/7 1/7, or 0/7. And Jump Math, they chose 1/7, so that's why the example there is 1/7. All right, B. Something over 29 is less than 14 over 29. So that means you need to write a number smaller than 14. So your choices are, remember, less than. So you can do 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, etc. Okay? So I am going to choose, let's say, 6 over 29. Okay, so as long as the number is less than 14, you're all good. All right, so your job is to do C and the bonus. And then number 4, two fractions have the same denominator but different numerators. How can you tell which fraction is greater? So remember what I told you? This is your giant hint. Numerators are the top numbers. What do you do with the top numbers? What do you look for? Okay, so that is your hint to write your answer in number 4 in a complete sentence, please. All right, we're going to move on to page 27. All right, so give me a moment. I'm going to erase this so we have room to do examples for page 27. Okay. All right, number 5. Use the number line to order the fractions from least to greatest. Draw an X to mark the position of each fraction on the number line. So this is the group of numbers you see, okay? And you have to go from least to greatest. And you can see that all the denominators are the same. So you're going to look for the lowest number at the top. Out of all the top numbers, which one is the lowest one? 1/10. Okay, so you're going to write 1/10 first. Okay, then in the second box, what is the second lowest number? 2, 2/10. Okay, what is the third lowest number? 4/10. Okay, I'm not going to do the whole thing with you. You're going to continue it yourself. Okay, so we've done the first 3 boxes together. Oh yeah, and remember to put an X. So for example, 1/10, put an X there so that you know you've done it, and cross it out. Next one, 2/10, put an X, cross it out. 4/10, find 4/10, put an X, and cross it out. Okay, so that you can keep track of which ones you still have to do. Right, number 6. Order the fractions from least to greatest by considering the numerators and denominators. So all the denominators are the same for both questions, so all you have to do is look at the top numbers. And it's going from least to greatest. So what's the lowest number we have at the top here? 0/5. So you're going to write 0/5 in the first box. Second box, what's after 0? 1, 1/5. It's after 1, 2, 2/5. Okay, and it keeps going. You do the rest yourself. Do B yourself too. Number 7. Okay, 7A. Write the fraction of a liter. What fraction of a liter is in the container? So you're going to count how many parts there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So automatically the parts go at the bottom. Okay, then how many parts are shaded? 1. So you're going to write 1/4 in this box. The second one here, how many parts do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many parts are shaded? 1, 1/6. All right. How many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many parts are shaded? 1, so 1/8. Okay. Then B, which fraction is the smallest? So imagine if these were cylinders full of water, okay? And this first cylinder is full of water to this line. So out of these three, just looking at the picture, which one has the biggest or largest amount of water? Okay, this one, you can see that it has a lot more water than these ones. So then you're going to write a quarter over here on where the biggest is. Okay, so then I want you to do 1 and 3 yourself. All right, C, write smaller or bigger. As the denominator gets bigger, each part gets what? So remember, the denominator is the bottom number. Okay, so looking at the bottom numbers, when the denominator gets bigger, each part, so the part that is shaded, does it get smaller or bigger? You're just going to write either smaller or bigger in here. Okay? So let's read the last box here. Comparing fractions when the numerator stays the same and the denominator changes. So this first strip is divided into 5 boxes, and we have 1 box shaded, so it's 1/5. This strip has 3 boxes, and 1 box is shaded, so it's 1/3. So 1/5 is less than 1/3 because the parts are smaller in the shape with more parts. So you can see the numerator is the same. It's 1 and 1 on the top. But the denominator has changed now. So we have 5 and 3. So what it's saying is when you are looking at the bottom number, if the bottom number is bigger, it is actually the smaller fraction. Okay, so you can see 1/5 is way smaller than this 1/3 box. Okay, so again, this is important. Looking at the, so when you look at the denominators, so I'm going to write look at the denominators. Okay, and if the number is bigger, it is the smaller fraction. Okay, you might think, oh, bigger number, bigger fraction. No, when it is the denominator, if it is bigger, it is the smaller fraction. Okay? Only in the numerator, if it is bigger, then it's the bigger fraction. When you're looking at denominators, it's the opposite of that. Okay? That's the end of this video.